Rich Dad, Poor Dad's Robert Kiyosaki shares three alarming economic factors in the world right now, and I'm going to talk about that here on today's episode. So welcome back to the Blockhash Podcast channel. All right, so we're going to read through this article and discuss what these three things are, and then I'm going to give my thoughts at the end as always. So amid warnings of a looming financial crash, primarily in the United States, prominent investor and author of the best-selling personal finance book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki is focused on the economic factors that could contribute to or even directly lead to these bleak premonitions coming true. As it happens, Kiyosaki has long warned about the upcoming disaster he believes will result from various influencers, but three alarming factors particularly stand out: hyperinflation, central bank digital currencies, and the U.S. government's behavior. Starting with hyperinflation, the finance sector has recently pointed out that hyperinflation was not what many people think it is. Prices going up. In his view, it actually means the opposite and refers to the decline of the purchasing power of money, as Finbold reported on October 2nd. Hence, to protect themselves from the negative effects of this hyperinflation, Kiyosaki has advised his followers to stock up on assets like the flagship decentralized finance asset Bitcoin, as well as precious metals like gold and silver, and to be a winner and not a loser, true Kiyosaki style. Risk number two being CBDCs. Furthermore, the influential investor and finance analyst has also expressed concerns over the implication of the U.S. Federal Reserve's FedNow instant payment infrastructure that many believe is actually paving the ground for the introduction of a nationwide CBDC. Specifically, Kiyosaki has argued that a Fed CBDC would result in the loss of privacy, but also lead to the increase in value of gold, silver, Bitcoin, and cash, which he believes will become priceless, and suggests investing in these assets and saving them now before it's too late. Number three, U.S. government lying. He has criticized the recent report by the U.S. Federal Government's Bureau of Labor Statistics that shows U.S. employment growing by the most in 8 months in September, accusing the U.S. government of misrepresenting the actual facts. According to Kiyosaki, the report on job growth was a complete lie and actually referred to people working two jobs or part-time workers. And this hurts small businesses while big businesses get richer and richer, calling this situation Marxism, socialism, and fascism instead of actual capitalism, which at its core is supposed to support local small businesses. All things considered, Kiyosaki clearly does not trust the U.S. government and financial authorities, the actions of which he has criticized as having attributed to the growing inflation, but also to the declining role of the U.S. dollar as the global reserve currency of the world and the destruction of the American empire. So here are my thoughts. He's right, of course, on all these things, touching on each of them one at a time. With hyperinflation, this is a situation with the U.S. dollar where, are we going to become the next Venezuela? Are we going to become the next Zimbabwe? Probably not, especially when we're talking about the U.S. dollar, because it does have a lot of staying power at the moment, in my opinion. But the biggest concern is an actual financial collapse underneath all this debt. But that's also going to cause a catastrophic effect that affects other countries that are highly reliant on the U.S. economy. So who knows how that affects our currency and the purchasing power of it. But from an economic standpoint, it's going to absolutely destroy jobs, small businesses. It's going to bury people that are going to have to go bankrupt. They're going to have to file for bankruptcy because they're not going to be able to pay the debt, or they're going to have to default on the debt. There's a lot of things at stake right now. CBDCs definitely, I think, more so as a means of controlling you and your money and what you do with it more than it does economically. I don't know if a CBDC is bad economically because we haven't really seen that take effect. But we do know that from a privacy standpoint and doing what you want with your money and having full sovereignty over it, CBDCs take that away. So yeah, buying Bitcoin, crypto, cash, gold, silver, these things give you a little bit more control over your finances, and you should hold those over opting for a CBDC if it ever gets offered. Now, FedNow isn't necessarily a CBDC, but it's an introductory step into what the Fed eventually will want to do, and that is a digital dollar. So keep your eyes peeled on that stuff. And then the government lying, the government has always lied to us. No government has ever not lied to its citizens. The question is, what are they lying about specifically? And then how can you tell? And when it comes to job growth in the U.S., it feels like the U.S. government is blatantly lying because the economy is really bad. Trust me. I talk to people every single day. I talk to small businesses and entrepreneurs and investors every single day, and it is very difficult. There's not enough jobs in the market. There's not enough liquidity. There's not enough money being spent. There's not enough financing. VCs aren't spending money. You're seeing money with startups actually dry up. You're not seeing enough capital being distributed, and people aren't spending money, which is the other problem. So businesses can't earn anything. So it is very difficult right now. So to say that job numbers are up and that things are improving, it's the best it's been in 8 months, is a complete fucking lie. So I agree with Kiyosaki on that stance as well. Overall, these are all very alarming factors that affect the US economy, but it also affects the global economics. And we shouldn't worry just about the US, because what happens in other key economies will also affect us, as we are a consumer economy. And we do rely on those things because we're not at the point where we can just do it ourselves. We're not fully sustainable. We do rely on many other countries for many other things, commodities, services, products, etc. So that's my little spiel. Let me know what you think about Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad's 3 alarming economic factors. Comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. And I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Cheers.